So to complete this, we have our checkbook register, which they give us a copy of it right here, but we're not able to edit it. So we will open up this one here, so you can do that now. We have our bank statement, which is on page 3 of the document, and then our reconciliation worksheet on page 4. So we're opening up the checkbook register. It's in view only. I want us to be able to do things to it, so let's do File, Make a Copy. Do we all have our copy? Okay, just because I'm also going to need to be able to see this, let's click on Share. And then right now it's restricted. Change that to anyone with the link. And then copy the link and say done. And now we'll go back and forth between this and the Google Doc. So go back to your Google Doc and forget, do they have a place for us to paste this in? No. So let's just put it like right above part 2. So I'm just going to put in what you copied so that I have access to it. Yes, because I can be in here and open one thing instead of 2, but that was a great question. All right, so here's how reconciling works. If a transaction is in both my statement and in my check register, we'll put a check mark in the appropriate column. If it is in the check register but not the statement, we'll put it on the worksheet. If it's only in the bank statement and not our register, we'll have to add it. So lots of different pieces to it. So I'm going to go down to page 3. And so here's what I'm looking at to know what am I doing on my check register. So you guys can just come to the check register and stay there for now, and I'll go back and forth. Okay, so the first thing from my bank statement is check number 5103 for $59.99. Do we see that in our register? Okay, it's the very top thing. If I click in this column underneath the check mark, like, you can be fancy and copy that if you want. I'm just going to put an X saying it was there. Done. Okay, the next thing was my payroll of $500 on 7/8. Do we have that? Okay, so an X by it. Next on our statement, check number 5105 for $50. Do we have that? Yes. Okay, so far we have 3 things marked off. One thing I want to make sure you realize, because when you go to do this on your own, this is typically where confusion happens, but I feel like this is not going to work for an example. Never mind, I'll wait till it does work. All right, we went to the ATM and withdrew $43. Do we have that? Yes? Okay, an X in that. Next, payroll, $600. Okay, great. The next one. ATM again, $20. No. Okay, so we're going to come and add it. So I'm just on that next white line. So our date is 7/22. And then if you're not familiar with sheets, you can just press tab. It's going to go to the next box. So we're going to put ATM. And then our amount was the $20. I'm going to go ahead and put in my X. Then the way this particular one is set up is I'm going to go ahead and put $20 again, so I know that's how much I spent in that white box over under my balance. And then on the gray line, they have been doing kind of a description, so I know what has went on with that. So we'll just continue with the method that this person has done. So we'll say cash withdrawal. And then I'm going to come over and get my new balance. Am I adding or subtracting that $20? Okay, subtracting. So I should have $16.01 and 49 cents. All right. Okay, next we paid our internet bill of $56.73. Do we have that in our check register? Okay, yes, that's in there. Make an X. And then that's all we have. Then we just have our balance here. All right, now you guys are going to have to go back and forth with me. So in the Google Doc, you want to be scroll down to page 4, and then we just have that check register to go back and forth. All right, so the first thing on the left, they call it outstanding checks. So that means checks, or times maybe I'd use my debit card, that I have it written down, it hasn't appeared on my statement. For this example, we have one time that I wrote a check, right? Check 5106, it's for $75. So number is 5106, the amount 75. Oh, that's not the only one. Skipping one up here. Okay, we also have this one to Taco King. So 5104 for the check number. And then that amount was $15.22. Okay, any other debits from our account that we don't have an X by? Or is it just those two? I think they say no checks. Yeah. All right. We're going to come down and get our total there. So our total is going to be $90.22. Yes? Don't disagree with my math. Yeah? Okay. $90.22. We just added those together. Okay. Now we're on this right side. Ending balance shown on my bank statement. So in my document, I have to go back to my bank statement. So when I'm looking here, I want to know the ending balance. So am I putting down $800 or the $1,670? Which one is my ending balance? The $1,670. So $1,670. Oops, and 28 cents. You make it work however you want. I'm not going to be picky as long as it's the right amount. Okay, the next thing is deposits not shown on the statement. So we have to go back to our register. Do we have any deposits that don't have an X by them? One, yes. So that is $21.43. Okay. So right there, 21.43. The next line is our subtotal, and it tells me I'm going to add this. So I'm taking 1670.28 plus 21.43, which means I get what? Like probably tomorrow, I'm thinking we want to start bringing calculators. So our subtotal 1,691.71. No, but we have to. Okay, less our total outstanding checks. So we already calculated that over here. So $90.22. I'm just bringing over here. Okay, so now it tells me I have my subtotal. I'm going to subtract that $90 amount. And so then my adjusted ending balance is $1,601.49. Okay, this number should match what we have in our check register. So I hope that's what we have, but I feel like maybe it's not. Is it? Does that match? Yes. Okay, then we know life is good. When you do this on your own, if that's not matching, that means probably somewhere we did some math wrong. Okay, we have that done. Don't turn this in. No, you know what? Go ahead and turn it in. We'll call that good. Please bring a calculator.